Excuse me, sir. Is the Earth round or flat?
Flat.
Why do you say that?
Because of the firmament.
What's the firmament?
Do you even read the Bible, bro?
What up, what up? You are now listening to Once Upon 785, the dopest podcast in the Midwest. I'm your host, Georgie350. Let's get into it, bitch.
What up, and welcome to another episode of Once Upon 785. Today's date is December 9th, 2024. As always, I'm your host, Georgie350. This is episode 24 with the homie Ryan, and we're here to do a Tartarian deep dive. He's truly such a good dude. I mean, I couldn't be happier to have him back on the podcast. It's going to be a blast. But, as always, before we start, let's do some quick announcements. I'm going to start first by plugging my TikTok at Georgie350. Come hang out with me when I go live, check out all my videos, and while I have you here, go follow Ryan. His TikTok is at Ryan4210. Also, I'm on Cameo now at Georgie350, so go check me out for any personalized videos you want. And moving along, you already know, I have 3 places you can go and get some dope clothing. And you not only support me, but you help support them too. First is habits365.com and use promo code Georgie350 to get 15% off your order. Next, you can go to reaperapparelco.com and use promo code Georgie350 and get 10% off your order. And last but not least, you can go to cocoburry.com for your premium sweatsuits, all different colors, and use promo code, you guessed it, Georgie350 to get 30% off your order. Also, go check out the Flat Earth Sun and Moon Clock in the App Store, but make sure you use my referral link or use code Georgie so they know who's saying you. If you would like to watch the video version of the podcast instead of just hearing it, I have 2 options. First, for $5 a month, you can go to patreon.com/onceupon785. You'll get the episode before everyone else. I'll do shoutouts, plus I'm going to start doing some Patreon exclusive episodes. Or if you use Spotify, you can go sign up for my premium subscription straight through the app. And Spotify is for $4.99 to get the video version. Also, questions, comments, or if you want to come on the show like Ryan is today, you can email me at onceupon785@proton.me. That's M as in Mary, E as in everybody. Lastly, if you want to support me and you enjoy the show, do me a favor and leave a rating or a review, or just share the episode with someone who you think might find it interesting. I appreciate it greatly, because any way you can support me helps me get closer to hopefully being able to do this full time someday. And that's it for the announcements. Let's get into today's episode with Ryan. Tartarian Deep Dive.
What up? And we're in it. And we're back with another episode with the homie Ryan.
How you doing, Georgie? How you doing? Thank you for having me back on.
Hell yeah. And I think we're going to do a Tartarian deep dive.
Yeah, we're definitely going to start talking about Tartaria. We're going to take a deep dive into this and see what people think and see if they like what we have to say.
Fuck yeah, do some free energy and some bells and antennas, fireplaces maybe.
and talk about maybe some mud floods and some, you know, let's talk about this place we call Tartaria that seems to be getting erased from the history books.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. It does. So where should we start?
Well, I don't know where you want to start because it's a crazy deep dive, like we're saying. I guess maybe a little backstory about Tartaria or
Yeah,
time period wise.
yeah. I got the old Wikipedia brought
Wiki
up,
wiki.
and they say the great theory of Tartarian as a suppressed lost land or civilization originated in Russia, with aspects first appearing in Anatoly Fomiko's New Chronology in the mid-1970s and 1980s. Oh, wow. And then it says it was popularized by the racial cult history of Nikolai Lvovshev. In Russian pseudoscience, known for its nationalism, Tartaria is presented as the real name for Russia, which was maliciously ignored in the West. The Russian Geographical Society has debunked the conspiracy theory as extremist fantasy, and far from denying the existence of the term, has used the opportunity to share numerous maps of Tartary in its collection since about 2016. They say that the conspiracy theory started as an alternative view of architectural history, and it proposes that the demolished buildings, such as the Singer Building, the original New York Penn Station, and the temporary grounds of the 1915 World's Fairs, were actually buildings of a vast empire based in Tartary. Let me see when it says it like actually was like the time period. Man, they
Well, I
don't
mean,
got
I think we were
shit.
talking about it. Well, yeah, it's because you're using wiki. You gotta use that
Yeah, that's
Yandex
true.
stuff.
I know.
But from when I've been sending you videos on TikTok, and it seems like it was what 1800s to like the early 1900s, I would say.
Oh
It
yeah.
it seemed like it was a civilization. I don't know, a culture of, I say, Asia, Russia area, because it seems like it took more than Russia area. It was like that whole continent, that whole area over there. But it seems like it had some, it came over here too to Americas. I mean, I think it's all over the place. I mean, they
Oh
had
yeah.
these crazy structures on, like, how would you build these things, these cathedrals? Um, I mean, we just got to tell the people.
Yeah. And did I tell you about how they say that did I ever tell you the Great Wall of China? They say that that was actually like Tartarian, like it was built to keep the people like the Mongolians in China out. Like everything
Well,
is faced the
yeah,
opposite way.
yeah, it's faced the opposite way, and it seemed like it was to keep people out instead of in. And if you see how China is, why would you have the arrows pointing or the arrow holes pointing the other way?
Yeah. It'd be pointing towards them fucking selves, which makes no
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. So I don't even. Yeah, that's another theory that I think the Great Wall of China was actually built for the Tartarians to keep people out.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they say that all these like ancient structures that were built like before we had power tools and all this heavy equipment shit, a lot of them they say they were built in like 1 year or 2 year, but then you can never find any pictures of the actual construction. They just have a picture of it. And then they all say founded. And I feel like founded means they found it.
They,
They didn't build it,
yeah,
build it.
and definitely like that. And then like, I mean, we even have places in America or North America that say founded in 836 or 846. There was one of the buildings in San Francisco, I believe it might have been, and
Yeah.
they have old pictures with nobody out there and these big cathedral buildings with intricate artwork and all that other stuff. And like, we don't have that anymore. It's like, why would you tear this down? And just like the World Fairs, they tore them down and brought them, they brought these magnificent structures and all these technologies and all this stuff. And then why would you stop this? You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. I felt
Yeah,
like a big
and
reset happened, you know.
I think also all the Capitol buildings that are in pretty much all of America, they all have those fucking domes. And I mean, they have all these big ass buildings and they were on horse and buggies. I call that complete bullshit. Like,
Well,
there's no
like you were
way.
saying, they said these things were built in like a year when we can't even build a building like those. We can't even build them nowadays with the technology that we have. And like you were saying with the domes, I mean, I guess we could start getting into that. Um, I wanted to talk about the domes and the antennas. That if you look at all the churches, the old school churches, we're talking about the old school, not these new ones that are coming out, but they had the domes and they had these. I would call them antennas, and I believe they harness energy, and that's how we got free energy. And I believe they took that away. They had to reset this and got rid of Tartaria because they were so advanced and free energy that I think they had to do some kind of reset.
That's
That's
why I
my
think
take.
when they say that we're the most technologically advanced that we've ever been, I think that's bullshit. I think that they stole all that technology and then they just release it to us when they want to, if they even do.
Well, I mean, it's a money grab. I mean, why would they let us have free energy, if they can't profit off of it? That's another thing, they got to control everything.
Yeah, just like oil. They gotta fucking make oil sound scarce so they can raise and lower the price. It's all money grabbing bullshit.
Well,
Satanist.
I mean, they didn't even have oil back then. I mean, they were using steam engines. They were, horse and buggy, like you said. Like we didn't need all that. Now, all of our stuff has to run off of gasoline or oil. What happened to all the stuff that was just mechanical, like the old school clocks, like
All the blimps.
everything's blimps. Yeah, I mean, I got a blimp out here, but I can see the string still on the blimp. And
Why, yeah. They say all
yeah,
those old pictures, if the sky looks completely white, they had to do that to block out all the blimps that were flying around.
what was it, Gettysburg? What was the one that
Yeah, I
blew
think it
up?
was the Gettysburg one where it like blew up, and that's pretty much when they were like, no more blimps, because they always
Yeah,
have to create something catastrophic to happen to make it so they can just change the shit, just like 9/11 and all this other shit.
yeah. So they can control it, control the narrative or whatever agenda they have. And I felt like back in I think Tartaria was getting out of hand and they couldn't take it anymore and they had to do something. So that's why I think with like the San Francisco fire, the Chicago fires, New York fires, I forget where else, but all of
St.
a
Louis
sudden
fires.
St. Louis, all of a sudden you had these fires taking out all these buildings, you know, so they can erase it and control the narrative, you know?
Hmm. And I mean, I think the biggest piece of evidence that they had these big ass buildings that we could never build is that fucking church in Germany, bro.
Yeah, don't you I don't know if you want to get into that. I mean, I think you have maybe a video I sent you off TikTok, maybe. I don't know if
Absolutely.
you want to show that. I mean, and then we could talk about it after. I mean, that's why I like TikTok. I mean, it gives us a lot more information, and I'm actually worried about that taking it away because it's giving too much information, you know?
I think that's exactly why they're getting rid of it, dude. Because it's literally it gives us all sorts of information that they don't want us to hear.
They're afraid because it's censored. I mean, they want to censor it. I mean, it's not completely uncensored, but yeah. So
Oops, wrong video.
that might be the other one. So bear
Yeah,
with us right now. This is the first time we're doing the video thing. So
hell yeah.
I believe this stuff will give us some good information on how Tartaria was, and yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. We'll start with Can you see? Was it that one or um
I know I sent you like a million.
this
I
one?
like the cathedral. Yeah, the Cologne
Like there's this
Cathedral.
cathedral one and then this cathedral one.
Yeah, I mean, look at that structure. I mean, I don't know. I hope people can see this. I mean, look at all that intricate design. Like, how do you do that with the chisel or anything? You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Without horse and buggy, they say. You know, like that time period. Like, no, they have to have some kind of technology to do that.
yeah, dude. Yeah, I'll start with the. Oh, whoops, I went too far. I'll start with this one. Because, yeah. And here goes the video. Oh, wait, before. If you would like to watch this video, like we are, you can go to patreon.com/onceupon785, $5 a month, or you can go to Spotify and get the video version for just $5 a month. That's my plug. Here's the video. I'm going to pause it real quick. Dude, those windows, that's another thing I feel like is we don't have windows like that anymore. I'm pretty sure those windows have a significance.
Well, I mean, how did they even do stained glass like that? And then, like, back in those days, like, how did they figure that out to stain the glass and then have an intricate design like that? And then, yeah, like, how did they do that back in those days?
Yeah. While this is finishing out playing, I'm going to try to look up and see when this was built and shit.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All
Got
right.
that TikTok sound in there.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
I know
just,
people couldn't see, or some people might not be able to see, but that was a cathedral. What was it called? The Cologne? Cologne?
yeah, it's the motherfucking, it's a hard name. Uh,
Collagen? That he
oh,
put
wait,
Cologne or something like
was it not the St. Peter's Cathedral?
it. Well, at the beginning of the video, it'll say Cologne.
Oh, yeah, here it
Let's
is.
see.
Yeah. Yep, I got it.
Is it still
Man,
up?
yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. It opens at 6 in the morning.
Oh, not our time.
All right, here. It was built in, look, consecrated October 15th of 1880. Oh, but it says
18.
that's not consecrated, doesn't mean shit. It said years built 1248 to 1560, and then 1842 to 1880, and then 1950s to the present, and then it says restoration. So they're
The
saying they
restoration.
started building that in 1248?
That's not even that far from. That's
Yeah, they
They
said,
were building that thing.
yeah,
It was so majestic looking. It was so intricate. Like, no way.
yeah, it said they started in 1248, but was halted in the years around 1560, unfinished. Attempts to complete the construction began around 1814, but the project was not properly funded until the 1840s. So even then, 1840s?
There's no way they made that, dude. With what, chisel? Like,
Yeah. How are they getting up that high?
yeah.
They building scaffolding all the fucking way up?
There's no
Oh,
way they were
okay, here's
doing
the
that back then.
dimensions. The holy shit. The roof, oh no, okay, no. Building area, height of side aisles, height of the roof ridge, 61 meters or 200 feet. I don't even know how high that is.
Yeah, we do feet around here.
Yeah. It says the gross volume is 14,400,000 cubic feet.
What? That's
Oh,
crazy.
in the building area is 85,108 square feet.
How many blocks is that?
Dude, oh, no. It's so big. They said the architecture, um, internally, the medieval choir is more varied and less mechanical in its details than the 19th century building. So I think they renovated it. Oh man, I wonder if I can pull this up on the screen
Well,
for everybody.
while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and try to describe what we just saw. I mean, for the people that weren't able to see it. But
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, this cathedral, right? It's a cathedral, and it had the pointy tops, which I believe harness the energy. They, some people will call it the ether. And there were always what, copper or gold at the top, and it's got to harness some kind of energy. And they did this. You got to also think they did this without any electricity at all. I mean, when did electricity even come in to even do something like that? So they probably harnessed the energy, and I believe, you know, they were able to disperse that energy to help them build that stuff. Because you got to have something. There's no way chisels and somebody was carving this stuff out.
yeah. I got it right here, dude. This actually showed up a lot better on the computer than it did on my phone.
There you go.
You see
There
that?
we go. Wiki wiki.
Like
Yeah.
that is huge. You can see those people down there, but it gets better.
And where was
Where
this? It said Italy? Italy?
No, Germany.
Germany.
Yeah, so when did they
Which is that
say
whole area we were talking about, that whole area, that whole section of the world.
this? They
Like
say
there's,
1820.
I mean, even that from 1820.
Yeah,
That's 1855 when they started doing that.
there's no way. 1856.
That's nuts, dude. See, we're
Then you have
uncovering stuff right now.
1880.
Richter zoomed on the original design of the surviving medieval plans. It's medieval times.
Yeah.
The largest
And I
bell.
mean, those
The
are all
largest
just,
bell.
did it really say
Like,
that? Oh, the
right here.
bells. Oh, yeah.
All
Holy
right, so
shit.
speaking of bells,
Yeah.
which I always thought, why did they get rid of all the bells of everywhere? Like, I know there's another video you have of the bells I was talking about, and I believe it's
Oh, yeah.
because it has a healing frequency, and they don't want us to be healthy, and that people back then lived a lot longer lives than we do now, and I believe that frequency and vibration is everything. That, I mean, we touched on our last podcast about all that, but like I heard that the bells also keep bad negativity spirits away. And all of a sudden they want to bury all these bells, and they want to say, oh, we needed the metal.
And they
You
put
know,
cracks in a bunch of them so they
Liberty
wouldn't.
Bell. Liberty Bell has a big old crack in the middle of it, right?
And
And you
I'm pretty
can't
sure.
ring that bell. You can't ring that bell. It's locked down. The tongue thing that they use,
Oh
I don't know
shit!
what it is. They lock it down so you can't ring the bell. Why? I don't hear any churches ringing bells anymore. It's always something else now. So I feel like
And
the frequency is a healing frequency, and they don't want us to be ascending or healthy.
and I think that's why they used to not be churches; they were healing centers, and that's why they had organs then. None of the churches have organs now. Can you imagine in one of those buildings, the organ playing, and it'd be
The
just,
acoustics. Think,
yeah.
think about it bouncing off the walls, going all the way down the hallway.
And then you got the ether
Yeah.
getting pulled into the building, and
Mm-hmm.
those windows, I'm pretty sure the different colored glass has something to do with the whole healing process. Like people didn't go there to
Like,
worship God, they went there to heal.
well, they have like infrared light that helps your muscles and the blood flow, right? And you saw that they had the stained glass windows had a lot of red in it, a lot of blue, all the colors we can't see. And, light has a frequency
It
and a
does.
vibration itself. And the bells, just imagine all that going through your body. You know how you feel the spirit sometimes when you're at church, or, you know, you feel the spirit. I bet you the feeling back then was so good
And
that
it was
it
probably
helped
more
so
pure.
much. Yeah, it was more pure. I mean, look at all the corruption nowadays.
And all the chemicals and shit. They hit us with the fluoride, they hit us with the. I started
The
freaking
red
out, dude,
dyes.
because the plastic, like they make polyester and like all this like boxers and spandex, it's all made from cheap ass plastic. And they actually are finding microplastics in our balls and in your
Yeah,
bones. I
our
looked at my
balls, bro.
boxers today and I was like, I can't wear any of this shit. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, it helped. Okay, so they say the sunscreen blocks the sun, but we need the sun. So we're basically putting a block over our. I mean, they say that the entity or God or whoever, whatever you want to believe in, put all the stuff that we need here on Earth. I mean, we were touching on that last time. I mean, we went through a bunch of stuff last time. But even the sun itself, um, I want to talk about the sun on a different podcast. We'll talk about
Oh
that
yeah.
some other day. Um, but the sun itself is supposed to give us vitamin D, help our bones, help our skin, and like I know we get sunburns and all, but the sunscreen is blocking all that vitamins that we need.
Not to mention all the chemicals that they put in it because it's made from usually petroleum and the chemicals that like modern lotion is so horrible for your skin.
Oh
And they
yeah,
say not to look at the sun, but if you sun gaze either in the morning or in the evening, it actually helps your eyes.
yeah.
This
There
whole
was a
world's
guy that
perverted.
said that he cured his eye problems. Looked sun gazing, like that. And I also feel like, I mean, I'm not a medical guy. Don't take my medical advice or anything like that. But I feel like you should look at an eclipse. I mean, if you look up how many people actually had burnt retinas, it's not that many.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I'm not a doctor. Don't take my advice. Just go in with the open mind.
That's all anybody should actually do is because they can just
Just open
forget
your mind.
everything they thought and just start over. I used to wear glasses and I had contacts and I wore them pretty much from sixth grade until I'm supposed to now, but I just quit fucking with them because I feel like they're fucking my eyes up even more.
It makes you see what they want to see.
Yeah. But I did get some blue light glasses coming, so
Yeah, I always turn my blue light out on the phones and everything because I know these screens are messing up our eyes. The black mirror,
oh yeah.
the brightness, and everything like that. Yeah, but yeah, we're getting way off topic.
Oh
Now.
yeah. We
Okay,
should I
back to
get the
Tartaria.
bell? I get the bell loaded up?
Yeah, get the bell loaded up. We'll show that. I think there's some narration in that. So maybe listen or you could watch the video what we're playing. just a small little fee, and then you get a lot of information. I mean, you get to see the video, you get to see my pretty face, get to see your mug.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's
Hell
check it out.
yeah. Let me get. Boom, boom. Pretty sure the bells were down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Nope, they were up at the top. That was my bad. Bam.
Like I said, I send you a lot of stuff.
Hell yeah,
Bells
dude.
can heal. I mean, right there.
The big bell to be all over the world, but they destroyed all of them after World War II. Why did they destroy all the bells after World War II? Because if you sit in a bell and someone hits it and it begins to resonate, you can begin to heal like that. Because sound frequency instantaneously heals the body, similar to chanting. If you any sound effect will begin to instantly structure all the body at the same time. That's what used to happen in the cathedrals. They would ring the bells or they would play the pipe organs, and all of the cells in the body would instantaneously become structured, which would instantly heal them. But they had to get rid of the pipe organs, which are made from lead, which is interesting, and they had to get rid of the bells, because both of those can heal people. Now imagine if a bell of the size of the massive bells we were shown was ringing in a cathedral, okay? Now imagine the frequency that would come out of the cathedral into the town. You could heal the entire town instantaneously just by ringing the bell in the cathedral. They had to break all those bells. All the bells you ever look up. Just type in like bell in whatever country or city you're in, and notice how all the bells have a crack in them and they're broken. I wonder why that is. Think of the big bells that used to be all over the world, but they just...
Exactly. I mean,
Hell yeah.
the frequency of a bell. Look, during that video, I got some chills when I was hearing the bells ringing. Like, I felt it through my body, restructuring it, like he was saying. And, like, we're made of water. All right, well, they say, 80% water? I don't know exactly. Like I said, I'm not a medical person. But they restructure the water inside of your body, and water has memory. So you bring back that memory of the water. It's, it brings you back to the peace and wonderful times that they had.
Dude, you know what I just thought of that I feel like it makes so much more sense? They say we're made up of how much ever water, but I feel like it's not like water we get out of the faucet. It's like the water that's above the firmament, and how there's water underneath, like in Sheol. Like, because you see those videos of people like in the ocean, but there's like a ocean under the ocean, and they're like fucking with it, and the water's way thicker. That's probably what we are.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they say the aliens are in the ocean now, right? I believe that, I mean, we could have came from the ocean, maybe not aliens per se, but we're made, what they say, God made the dirt. We're made from dirt from the earth, right? Or something like that. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not a biblical
I think he
person
said
either.
that, he made us from the earth.
From the dust to dust, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. But the earth has the water minerals in it. Like, it was fertile. It was underneath the dirt we have, supposedly. The dirt is water. And then how do you have water and underwater, different water? Like another ocean. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
dude.
It's also weird. I'm wearing this Jurassic Park shirt, right? The dinosaurs. We'll get into that some other time too. But think about it. The water is just recycling. We don't really lose the water. Maybe it's coming from the firmament and recycling, going backing up, recycling. But like, if we use the restroom, like urinate or something, we could be drinking some dinosaur pee.
That's what they say. And I mean, that's memories. With all the, how they're turning the frogs gay. That's because all the shit gets pumped into everything. And I was just thought, if you think about it, the world is
so crazy. Like, there's no way it came from nothing, because you got to think these clouds that are millions of pounds are just floating around. Sometimes they shoot fucking lightning out, and then sometimes they fucking rain or hail. Like, what the fuck?
How do they float up there? Like you said, they're 1,000,000 pounds. I heard you on your other podcast, Flat Earth Theories, was
Flat
it?
Earth Isles, hell yeah.
Flat Earth File, my bad. Shout out to him too. That was a great podcast you guys did together.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, shout out to them. But yeah, I remember you talking about, like, how are these clouds how do you even weigh a cloud, for one? Like you were
Exactly.
saying. And like, if they're floating up there and bringing down all this rain, but like, how are they up there? If there's gravity, it shouldn't be up there, like you were saying.
Yeah. And it's just crazy how they can fucking shoot lightning bolts or create fucking tornadoes, and that's all
Yeah.
just shit that happens.
Well, okay,
like,
back to the we'll get back to the water thing. So, like, say you put water in a glass, right? Of course, it's flat. That's the flat Earth thing we're coming back around to. Okay, so
Yeah.
water's flat, but if you say you take a bell and you ring it next to it, you can see the waves, you can see the vibration, and it remembers that vibration. That's why I got my copper cup. I got that to hydrogenate my water. TikTok shop.
dude, I need to get one.
Yeah. It tastes so much different, and I feel better. And I mean, with all the stuff they put in our water, who knows what they're taking out, what they're putting in. It's changing everybody, making the frogs gay.
Dude, making us different.
Making us different. Yeah. So that's how come I think we deteriorate faster than the Tartarian days, because, they lived a lot longer. Even in the Bible days, they lived hundreds and thousands of years.
Yeah.
And we started tinkering with stuff, thinking it's better. I mean, I understand you don't want certain bacteria in there, but that's why we have wells and stuff, freshwater streams.
Survival of the fittest. You live and you learn. If you drink some fucked up water, you die.
Yeah. Yeah. The parasitic water. And that's why one thing, when I went to church a few times with my sister, a preacher said one day, and it always stuck with me. And it, one of the things that hit me, he said that don't drink from something that's stagnant and growing mold and algae. You can drink from a river. So you got to keep moving forward. You can't keep holding on to past stuff. You got to keep moving forward, and you got to keep moving, because you want to be able to be, drink from healthy water like a stream, That was one thing.
And I did look, that verse about God creating man and women, in like Genesis 1:26-28, it says God created man and woman in his image and gave them dominion over the earth and all living things. But then Genesis 2:4-25 says God created man from dust, planted a garden in Eden, and then created woman from one of man's ribs. I thought that wasn't true. I thought they said that he didn't. No, I'm fucking so confused. I thought I've heard it so many times where they said that that wasn't something. Or maybe that was people saying that the Bible isn't true. I don't.
Well, I mean, it's the Bible. Oh, now we're getting into some other stuff.
Yeah.
The Bible's been translated. This is what happens when we get going, right? The Bible's been translated so many times, it's hard to even know anymore. You know what I'm saying? There's been books taken out. It's been manipulated so many times that it's hard to even. Most people read the King James Version, and you know about that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get into that a whole nother episode too.
I mean, we start going down rabbit holes all over the place on this podcast. Let me tell you that.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Well, back to Tartaria.
Yeah, I was looking at the next episode. Or next video.
Yeah, let's load up the next video. But the bells, yeah, like I said, they got rid of them. And why? We want to know
most
why.
People don't even know that. Oh, you did have another video about bells.
I mean, we could play that one since we're on the subject. I mean, If people got the
Yeah.
time and we got the time, I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'm in a
Hell yeah.
wheelchair. I don't go anywhere that fast.
Let me get it loaded up. And then I will share
But
the
yeah,
screen.
while you're doing all that, but even like
What?
old healers, I don't see the screen. I don't know if you're sharing. But even like old healers would use, like the pans, the hand pans
Oh, yeah.
and stuff like that to heal. And then like the cathedrals they made back in Tartaria, ages, he called them a healing center.
My bad.
I
You
think it
good?
was just showing bells.
Yeah, it just wouldn't be
That was pretty
quiet.
loud. I don't know if they hear it loud. I'm just warning you people, all you people out there.
Yeah, if it's loud, we'll figure out how to not make it loud.
Yeah. But look at all them bells. Look at all those. Why? They said they needed the metal, but they all just buried them.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. I think it's only like not even a minute long. Should I play it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Let's get it.
Give the viewers something.
Watch it not work now. Oh, there we go.
I mean,
Yeah,
look how
dude, that's
big those
so
bells
many.
were. How did they even make bells that big?
Yeah, dude,
Back
that's
then.
making me want to see how did they do that?
How did they make those bells? I mean, you can't just cast it, and then now they've learned all that stuff. They had to have some kind of other technology, bro. Some
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of upper force being, I don't know, something came down and helped them out. I mean, like they were on another level than we are today.
Oh, yeah. And I guess you did send me a video of their technology. Should we go ahead
Yeah,
and
it's
jump
like,
into that technology?
yeah, like the World's Fair technology, because that was the time when they started taking stuff away from us, like steam power, hydrogen powered stuff, and that was the time they
Helium
started
fucking
taking.
balloons.
Yeah,
It just
yeah,
makes, so crazy.
yeah. That last video was really loud in my ear. I don't know if. I hope it's
I
not
wonder
too
if it
loud
was
for.
that video.
No,
Let me check my computer.
I think it was a
Yeah, my
dude
computer
riding
too.
some kind of scooter.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, that kind of flying. That's a flying device.
Yeah, let me get it. If it's loud, I apologize.
I apologize, Tim.
This video is only hundreds of years old. We were so more advanced than what we think.
Look at that.
History is a complete lie. They are covering up something. This is definitely some sort of anti-gravity technology used by the ancient Tartarians. History is his story.
His story.
These videos are not just it. There are pictures of the ancients using advanced technology that we do not even use to this day. Why are we not told about this? And why is this not in our history books? This looks like some sort of spirit technology to see the other side, or some sort of hologram technology. What do you think?
Dude,
This
I'm so
video,
glad that it showed I feel like those one where it had like the hologram type shit. I feel like that's totally
Yeah,
like
that's weird.
FaceTime. Like back then, FaceTime.
That's crazy back then. They had that like hologram back then, and we're not even really doing it now. And isn't it weird? Like all of a sudden we can have radio. All of a sudden we can have pictures playing on a screen. Like, how did we ever even think about all the waves that are going through all day long to have a screen on? You know, it's weird.
Yeah, and I feel like most people just take it for granted. Like they, like my kids and stuff, and like the younger generations, they grew up in this, so they can't even comprehend how crazy it is.
Yeah. Like,
And I
yeah,
mean,
expect. Go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I
I
lost
was
my
just gonna
train of
say
thought.
that one train, it looked like it was like the one that was like on an angle, like it was hella fast train. But then they had that one on the ground that looked like it had fucking wheels on it.
Yeah. And that's crazy that they were using that stuff back then. And then we were just starting to build the railroads at, I don't even know when they were having those like high speed looking trains at that time. And the floating devices, like, how come we
Yeah,
don't have any of those around? I mean, we have drones, but that didn't have no propellers. That didn't have no propulsion. That didn't
that looked
have
like
any of that stuff.
anti-gravity type shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
That's
why they
crazy, man.
perfected the UFO shit. But I feel like they say Amelia Earhart was the first person to fly a plane. That's bullshit because there was obviously shit that could go in the air way before that.
Well, the Wright brothers made the
Oh
planes,
yeah,
right?
right, brothers. Why did I fucking say
Yeah.
Amelia?
Amelia Earhart, she got lost. You know, that's a weird Mandela effect, too, because they said she died just not too long ago.
What?
They said they found her plane. Yeah. I don't know. That was a weird Mandela effect for me because I thought she was lost at sea.
They
Like
said they just
she,
found that flight Malaysian one or whatever that has been gone for like 20 some years.
yeah,
I don't know if that's psyop, but they said that it landed like
yeah,
a couple days ago.
yeah. That's what I heard too. I don't know about that one, but I know the Amelia Earhart one was really tripped me out when I heard about that, and I'm like, she was gone. She was gone.
Yeah, I thought she'd been dead.
Yeah, she did. Um, so yeah, but like, what happened to all that technology? Why don't we have it now? Why? What happened? What happened? That was like Tartarian times, which I believe were like early 1800s to 1900s. You know, that's 100 years. Like, what happened to all that history? Why is it all gone? Why do they? We had the world fairs where they show new technology and like all types of stuff.
They had those
World,
sidewalks that were like moving sidewalks, bro. You
yeah,
didn't have to walk
like
around.
yeah, you could just stand on. It was like not a conveyor belt, but like what they
Yeah,
use
kind of
at
like
the
a conveyor
airport.
belt.
Yeah, like a conveyor belt, but it wasn't like it was in the street.
Yeah. And I think also like the super advanced part of Tartaria was probably in the 1800s, early 1900s, but I guarantee in even the 1500s they were getting pretty good with a bunch of shit, and there's a lot of stuff that we still don't know about because I mean, allegedly they say the pyramids are old as fuck, but they got built with some crazy shit.
Well, yeah, because the precision on the blocks, the placement of the blocks, and then the inside of everything, they're on top of always on top of an aqueduct. I don't think there were tombs for the people. I believe because they never found uh I want to say sarcophagus. They
Yeah.
never found a sarcophagus in a pyramid, you know, and it looks like a watering system. They used to have gold caps at the top, which got the ether and let energy go all over the place. And I think that's what Tesla was trying to do is connect to that type of energy. And I don't think they want us even testing about that energy. You know, they want it for themselves and
I
can't
guarantee
profit off of it.
everything's been since like back in the Egyptians, all the technology, when they get it up to a certain point, someone comes in, takes that shit and then reset. And then, just over time they keep getting all the fucking shit. And then they just reset and we're the ones that get fucked because pretty much everything they've ever told us in school was a lie, minus maybe basic math.
Yeah.
Anything when it comes to history, science, fucking that shit. And even spelling in English and shit. That's all words have meaning and they cast spells. And I guarantee they knew a lot more about this shit back then than most people do now.
Well, yeah, and then like even what the guy said on the video, it's called his story. Like, whose story are we living, or who's telling the story? Who made these things up? And whoever they say the winners of the war make the story. So how many wars had to go happen where they took away everything and they're like, oh, so we can't let the people have this type of energy. We can't have them heal themselves because we can't have that many people on Earth or something, you know. Yeah.
And they didn't have in Tartarian times, I guarantee they might have had like, some kind of famine that would happen, but they weren't getting pumped full of all these fucking vaccines and shit. Like, we were
Synthetic.
born, if you believe that we came from God, he made us perfect. But now they're like, right as soon as you're born, they're like, nope, you're not perfect. You need this, this, or your baby's fucked and you can't go to fucking school. It's all fucking a
Well, and
big
then now the
psyop.
kids have autism or some kind of other thing wrong with them. They're all different now, than when we were kids. And then like every generation gets more fucked
Oh, yeah.
up, or more advanced. We don't know, like, I mean, I feel like we're taking a lot of steps now to get more advanced, but I feel like we have to tap into the old to make the new, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like they took away a lot of that put us years and years behind.
Yeah. Here, I was going to look and see what other videos there was. I thought there was something that we've been talking about that you sent me a video of.
Let me see
Because
here.
everybody
I
should
had
go
some notes.
follow Ryan on TikTok because he sends the most fire videos.
I mean, I don't make video. I do my wrestling thing on there, but my algorithm's really good.
You should plug your TikTok if you want, sir.
I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you.
What?
That's how I found you. You just on my For You page, and then we just clicked and.
They are covering up something. This is definitely some
My
sort
bad.
of anti-gravity
What did you say, dude?
technology.
Nah, you just played that one.
You said that's how you found me is on TikTok?
Yeah, you were on the For You page. You were going live, and I was like, hey. And then we just started chit-chatting. I know you go on live now, and it gets kind of crazy. Okay. So I got some notes here when I was going through some stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
So... Okay, so... Did we talk about... All right, let's go back to the fires real quick. San Francisco fires. When they did the San Francisco fire, they put the fires out with TNT and dynamite.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody that puts out a fire with more fire and dynamite?
No, absolutely not.
So why would they do that back then? That was what, 1920s? 1900? Early 1900s?
Yeah, early 19s.
Okay, and then in Chicago, all of the tops were burned. Mostly all the tops of Chicago, New York. Only certain areas in those places that were burned, like the big cathedrals and stuff like that, only the tops were burned. And like I was saying, they had the antennas on the top, so I bet you they burnt down all the tops. And then, yeah. And then the fireplaces, I have a note about the fireplaces. They used to have fireplaces in every room except for the bathroom. And they wouldn't go to a chimney. There was no soot on them. And I believe that's where the antennas would hook up to and harness and power the entire house. They would get the energy from there. It would keep you warm and it would keep you cold. It took the air from the ether and it would keep you all, it kept the house at a good frequency. Speaking of frequency, maybe you want to touch in what's it called? The Schumann, what's it called?
The Sherman residence or the...
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what that was about, but I think it's been going off the charts lately. Like, that's the
Or the
human and
Schumann
the Earth.
resonance. Yeah.
Yeah, Schumann.
Let me look and see what it is real quick. Because I still don't understand what it is.
I thought it was like the
The
energy of
Earth
the
frequency?
Earth magnetic field. But I feel like everybody's starting to come together and it's starting to go off the chain now. And that's why people are starting to feel all weird. You know, it could help you out or it could bring you down, it could bring you up. But like lately, I've been feeling, certain times that in the morning I can't go to sleep. Been restless. I've been lethargic a little bit, fatigued.
Okay, I found it.
Something's off. Something's off.
It says the Schumann resonance are a series of electromagnetic frequencies that occur between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere. They are caused by lightning strikes that create electromagnetic waves that bounce between the two, creating a repeating atmospheric heartbeat. The Schumann resonance are sometimes called the Earth's heartbeat. That's crazy, and it says it's supposed to be at 7.83 to 33 hertz.
Isn't that the God frequency? 785? 7, 8? Or is it
I don't know.
234 or something like that? But that's weird because it's us. We're in the middle of that.
Yeah,
Right? The ionosphere and us and the Earth, we're in it. We are it. So they say lately it's been going off the chart, like things they've never seen before, like for long periods of time. And I feel like everybody's getting that consciousness and that frequency and vibration together, and we're starting to get united. And this is what the higher ups, the other people don't want from us. And I feel like it's happening. And I mean, they say we're in the age of Aquarius now. It's just happening with the stars aligning and the planets aligning. I feel like this is a new age, and people are starting to wake up, and we're tired of all this, you know, all this
don't they
stuff.
call it the age of discovery is what we're coming into, or is it
Age
the
of
Great
Discovery
Awakening?
and Great Awakening, Discovery, maybe the Golden Age. I don't quote me on that, but this is the time. I think last time it happens, a lot of technology and advancement has come, and I think it's that time. I mean, I don't know how long it lasts, but I feel the energy is different. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, I wonder what it was in the Tartarian times. Like,
Yeah, dude.
was it, what age was it, or what time period they would call it, you know?
I don't know.
Oh, that's something I got to look up.
Um, have you heard? Speaking of how, like, like they don't want us to get in touch with like the Earth's frequency and all of us align. Have you heard that UFC fighter that he's a total flat earther, and he was on some podcast and he was saying that like NASA was, they're obviously Satanist and they were started in occult behavior, but that he thinks that their plan is to use aliens, and when they bomb like Los Angeles, they're going to say that it was aliens, and then they're going to put us all in concentration camps and we're going to be slaves because we don't want to get killed by aliens. And I just feel like there's, how many people do you think would actually like fall for it and believe that it's aliens? Like,
Well, when they started disclosing that stuff in like the congressional hearings or whatever, how many people really even care? I mean, we want them to come. We want to see what else is out there. We are adventurers. We're truth seekers. We are, you know, they've been playing this game. What is it? Project Bluebeam. You know, they're trying to tell us, oh, these things are bad. We don't know if they're bad. We don't know if they're good. We don't know if they're here to help us. I mean, you had the what, Anunnaki come down and try to help us at one point, right? And then what happened there? You know, like,
I think the aliens now, if they're not people from beyond the ice wall, I don't think that they're like, they tell us, like, I think if there was some kind of bombing, it would be the government that did the bombing, just like they did the trade
right.
centers. And then they'll just say that it was aliens, like they said it was the Iraqis.
Yeah,
And
the people
people
over
will buy
there.
it. People will totally fall for it. Because
Well,
we seen in that Tartaria video, that shit looked like a UFO. And imagine 100 years after that, they could hella have some badass shit that's way more advanced.
Oh yeah, they always say they're 10 steps ahead of us, or they let us to believe that they're not ahead of us. You know, it's all a show, and
Yeah.
like, you know, they just don't want us to advance, like, because they can't control us if we're so advanced. You know what I'm saying? And like like with the, I don't know if you ever looked into the med beds that Elon Musk's making.
No. But I did hear something about these. One, they weren't med beds, they were suicide pods.
Oh yeah, no, that's crazy. No, it's the med bed, and it uses frequencies. You might want to. I don't know
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
we
want to
did
look it
talk
up.
about that because then I told you about the Rife machine.
Yeah, like a ref machine. Yeah. Yep, not Matt Rife. Yeah.
Nope. But see, and he also, side note, if you want one, you should probably get one now because he's about ready to stop making them. Because I
Really? Do you
guess
know how
it's
much
too
they
much
are?
trouble. Like $100 maybe. I
Oh, that's
wanted to
not
try to
bad.
get him on the podcast
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
because that would be a lot. He knows a lot about that whole, like, I feel
Well,
like it
he's
would
the
really
son
get into
now. It's the
this area.
son, right? The son of the original guy, original Rife, right?
No, I think it was his uncle
Or somebody
or
in
his
the
great
family, right?
uncle. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and
it
he
was.
had like all the
You're right, his
blueprints.
great uncle. Yeah.
Yeah. He had the blueprints for it. And it's like, why isn't that available to us? Like, you said he's gonna stop soon because it's hard for him to make it and all that stuff, but it should be available to him. Why hasn't he got like a grant to
I
try
think
this
that's
stuff
why,
out?
like, they don't want. That's why it's hard, is because like the FDA and all the medical industry, they don't want that shit. That's what's making it hard.
But that's why I think with this, you know, I don't want to get political, but we got a whole new revamping of the government, and I feel like we're gonna start advancing on a lot of stuff. You know, if we get grants to do these things, like I sent you the TikTok of that guy that made plastic into fuel, and then they put it into a water making machine that took the air and made water out of it, and that's, you know, all the plastic that we've been using, make it into fuel, into something that we could use. You know what I'm saying?
Not clothing.
Not clothing. Yeah,
No more plastic
it's
clothes.
yeah. Why are you gonna wrap with some plastic?
And back in the day, they only used glass bottles. There was no
Glass and
aluminum
copper.
cans. Yeah.
Copper.
Yep. All the piping used to be copper. Why did they go through and rip out all the copper pipe
Yeah,
and put
and we're
PVC
made of
instead
these
of
minerals. What was that? PVC. Yeah,
PVC pipe?
PVC is
No, plastic.
the street plastic,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, copper. That's why tried to drink from the copper bottle, but we're made of these materials too. I mean, we have all this material in us. Gold. What's that gold stuff? Gold and silver. Some people take.
Oh, yeah.
What are the colloidal
It looks
silver?
like,
Or
I think you're right. Something like that.
yeah, we're made of these materials and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they had that stuff back in those days, back in Tartaria days, back in Egypt days, back in Sumerian days, back in Jesus days. You know,
Yeah.
what
Can you hear
was
my keyboard?
Jesus's uh, cup made out of?
I don't know.
Copper, gold. It had to be some kind of metal.
Let me look. I can't find that edible gold.
Chalice. It's like
Yeah,
colloidal
it's
silver.
chalice.
Colloidal silver, something like that.
Let me see. What was like
Silver.
Jesus's?
Yeah. Sorry. We're looking up
No, you
stuff,
did.
guys. Right
Yeah.
at an hour. We doing it right at an hour.
Oh, and Jesus's holy chalice, also known as the Holy Grail, and it does not
What's it made
say.
of?
Yeah, it doesn't tell me what it's made of.
Well, even the Ark of the Covenant was gold. And that we're part gold. They said we're stardust, right? Like stardust is everything. You know, if we came from the dirt has gold. The dirt has different minerals. The dirt has, that's where everything comes from,
Yeah.
right? We are everything, they say.
It said his cup was, they don't know for sure, but it was including clay, stone, and agate. Agate?
Agate.
Agate.
That's a stone, I think.
Huh.
Oh, I thought it was always like a gold chalice thing,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you
right?
can see. That's what it looks like, because the total gold chalice, no, it's not going to show.
Yeah, it was kind of blurry. I always
Yeah,
thought it
it's
was a
got
gold chalice.
rubies on it. That's wild.
It's all decked out, right?
Yeah.
But stones, like even stones like quartz, rubies, emeralds. They even wrote the emerald tablets on emerald. Like
Yeah.
limestone. Like limestone. Every pyramid has limestone in it.
And all
It's
those
the earth.
like quartz crystals and all these other crystals that they say don't mean anything, they're actually what's good for you. You know what's the one crystal that's doesn't do shit for you? Diamonds.
You
They
kind
have
of
all
went out
those
there for a
healing.
second.
Oh, like you know how diamonds are like the most sought after crystal, and they don't do
Yeah.
anything for you like medically, but they have all these other stones and crystals that do so much for you. There's this one where if you're holding it when you fall asleep, when you wake up, it'll like, did you send me that video
I don't
where
know
it'll
if you
go?
sent it to me or something. I saw it though, but wherever part of your body is not or is hurt or something like that, that's where it'll end up.
Yeah.
And
And
there's like quartz has its own vibration, like its own, it can hold energy. It's like,
yeah.
why aren't we harnessing all this stuff? Like, what is stopping us from using crystals? Even in Star Wars, they use the crystal to light the lightsaber.
Oh,
Am I
no
tripping?
shit.
Yeah, they had the
I've never
black
seen Star
crystal.
Wars.
Oh, well, that's just the nerd in me, I guess. Well, I
Oh,
know
yeah.
you stopped watching stuff, but so there's always truth to something out there. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh,
the
yeah.
crystals and stones, and I bet you, like you know, we got to bring it back to Tartaria days. I bet you they knew how to harness that energy, hold it, get the energy, put it in a stone, and maybe carve with it. You know, cut it like butter. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's
I don't think they had like, there was no like ruler of Tartaria. I think that was another reason why they got shut down. It's because they were all just like a collective.
so it was like a open source, you
Yeah.
would
No
say.
God. Or not no God. No president. I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
weird that you brought that up because when I was looking at something about Tartaria, it says it's called the underworld now. I don't know where I saw that, but it says it's the underworld now, and I think it's because of the mud floods, and now it's the underworld.
I
Because
mean,
if you look at all the other places, there's whole cities underground.
yeah.
How did they get underground?
I think that's what could be inner Earth, you know, with tunnels and civilizations. Guarantee it. There could even be an even deeper inner Earth, like at the North Pole. But I know there's tunnels and whole cities underneath all of America and probably the whole world. Have
Yeah,
you,
and then like, go ahead.
have you, do you know how they say the mud flood happened?
No, I don't even know how it happened.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how.
I mean, they talk about all this mud flood stuff, and like something big had to happen. Was it like an asteroid hit us or something, or is that what they call Noah's Ark time when the 40 days, 40 nights of rain? Would it be that time?
I mean, if that's the case, then Tartaria was a long fucking time ago.
Well, I mean, think about it. We don't know how long ago that
Yeah.
was. I mean, when you were reading it, it gave us three different time periods. You
Yeah.
know, like so, and that was Wikipedia. Who knows? They can edit Wikipedia all they want.
Oh, yeah.
Um, to keep us, you know, I wonder what Alexa has to say about
I've never asked Alexa. I have one upstairs I can go ask.
it.
I
Siri.
wonder,
No.
did you send let me check and see if you sent a video on, uh, I guess, oh, yeah, you have this one. Uh,
let me share. That one that's like the Tartarian Empire and it shows the city underneath it.
Like a whole city.
Here, I'll show you. Just like this one. And I shared the screen. This one?
Yeah. Let the viewers watch this or hear this. Again, sorry for the sound.
Yeah, if there's no narration, then we'll tell you what we see afterwards.
Yeah. The underworld. Like, look at it.
Tartaria, the largest, most advanced worldwide empire in history, intentionally destroyed by the Satanic Cabal. What's intrigued many of us researchers is the declassified document by the CIA which mentions the deletion of this country's history, although its remains are still everywhere. We've been indoctrinated with a false historical timeline. Our knowledge was erased and forgotten. These buildings were used for harnessing the ether and converting it into free energy. Their boats ran off free energy. The columns were electric, and the cathedral domes and towers were power stations for transmission of clean, free, and wireless energy. Later on, the parasites put crosses and other religious symbols to conceal the original purpose. Life back then was of community, of oneness, of health, and of technologies hidden from our timeline.
I wanted to
So
let it
I don't know if
play
that.
again.
I don't know if. Huh?
I was going to let it play again so we could kind of talk about some of the shit we've seen on there. 'Cause that video is
Okay.
packed full of like,
Everything we're talking about.
yeah.
I don't know if it was glitching on your end or my end. Did you see the video glitch at all? Not like the voice cut out type stuff. Okay. I don't know. I heard it on my end. It sounded like I kept stopping or loading or buffering or something like that.
Oh shit.
But you could hear it. You could hear it. But if you wanted to play a little bit of it, it's weird because I don't know what the people see. But
I think once it's like, because remember last time when it looked like I glitched and you glitched, and then on the video it
Yeah.
actually came out there wasn't any glitches.
Okay.
So I think as long as
But
it
yeah.
does glitch on this side, it should be good.
Okay.
Except there's this play sign in there because look how big that is.
Are we having comments right now?
Are we?
Or is that part of your screen?
Oh yeah, that's on TikTok.
Oh, okay. I'm like, whoa, hey, what's up, everybody?
I was like, I didn't think I put the link out for people to join.
I'm like, heart this.
Can you see the? Oh yeah, I guess you can. I wish we could read those letters. But I mean, for the people that aren't watching this, it's literally a map, and it looks like it's Tartaria, and it's definitely all of Russia, most of Europe, all of China.
Is that a full screen button right there up to the right hand bottom?
No, that's floating player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the three buttons on top do? Because I don't know if it's showing us or just the screen. You know what I mean? No, that's just caption, not a scroll.
I wish it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I wish it could go slower because I don't know what church that is, but
That's a nice church. I would love to go to that one.
hell yeah.
But like it was saying, like the free energy thing, and that's on a bridge, dude. Like,
Yeah, dude, like on a fucking mountain.
how would you even build that? How would you build that thing?
Oh man, that's so crazy.
Between two mountains, or
Yeah. Is this the CIA document?
Yeah, that was weird. I think I might have missed that when I sent it to you. CIA
Or let us
document, period.
let me see if I can see what it says. Or let us take the matter of history, which, along with religion, language, and literature, con- constitute the core of people's cultural heritage. Here again, the communists have interfered in a shameless manner. For example, on August 9th, 1944, the Central Committee of the Communist Party, sitting in Moscow, issued a directive ordering the party's Tartar province, I don't know, provincial
Province.
committee to, now that the play button's in the way, to proceed to a scientific revision of history of Tartaria. That's, I mean, yeah, I'll try to
I
find the
wonder.
actual link and
Yeah,
I'll link it in the notes.
yeah, I definitely want to see that document. I mean, if that's true by any means, true, then they're messing with us, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah.
why are they hiding this stuff from us, dude? It makes me so angry. I don't want to be angry, but like, why? It's people in power, dude. That's all I gotta say is like, you could rewrite history and everything like that. But like
Yeah.
she was saying, they were at peace. They had energy right there. The antennas I was always talking about. Atmospheric electricity.
Yeah. And I mean,
That's what
it's
Tesla
like,
was trying to do.
yeah. And why did all these buildings have the same structure type? Like they all had antennas on the top, dome.
With a dome.
And you got to think the way we make houses now are just trash compared to this. Even churches they build now, lame as fuck. I feel
Well,
like this is one of the most heavy swearing episodes I've had. So
well,
it's me.
children need to hear it too. Words are words. Um, but
Rude.
like I think it was you. I don't know if it was on a live or your other podcast, but you were talking about rooms and how the rooms are all squared off nowadays. Um, I don't
I think
know.
that was on live.
That was probably on TikTok Live. I don't know if I was in it. I don't know if I was just watching and commenting or something, but I remember you saying that even our houses are energy, not energy efficient, but
Like
it
energy
blocks.
conductive.
Yeah, like, yeah, or
Yeah,
something
they
like
want
that.
us
Even the
just,
way we sleep, like even the direction we sleep. Um, what's it called? Feng shui or something like that.
yeah,
If your head is to the east, this happens. If your head is to the west, this happens. If your head's to the north, this happens. That's why some people can't sleep. But I found out in my room, I could only sleep one or two directions.
really. I feel like I can sleep every direction.
Well, no, it's because I got a closet on this side. I can't put the bed facing that way.
Okay. Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, I could do circles on my bed, but it's just like you shouldn't have your face or your head pointing at the door or something like that, or the energy would suck out of you or something like that. Or I don't know exactly how they word it or anything like that, but yeah, even our buildings are all square. Boom, 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 square, cookie cutter, you know, triangle top. Boom. No domes. I barely see that. I mean, why is there a dome on the White House?
And, and a huge dome at that in every Capitol building. What do you know what Arizona's like what's it called? The capital of Arizona, what their building looks like?
Phoenix. The Phoenix Capitol building,
Yeah.
domed. And there's also a castle that I used to see when I used to go to this place called Georgee350 because I'm in a wheelchair and it had all adapted machines. Right across the street was this castle. I forgot the name of it, but it's all domed. It's like three domes, but like one big one in there. And it's
Oh
like a
shit.
historical landmarker from like the 1800s. There you go. Um,
That'd be good to
and
look up and read up when it was built and shit.
Huh.
Because did you know, there's a guy that goes around and builds houses and he makes them domed and they literally survive like hurricanes and shit. Like they're the best way to
Because the
survive.
wind and everything just rolls over it. I just saw this thing on TikTok. They're called inflatable homes. You inflate it and they're dome, right? And then you put the cement over the top and then you deflate it and you got your house because it's all settled like a dome.
No
And it has
shit.
that path. Yeah. Oh my God. I might have saved it on TikTok. I'll send it to you. I don't know where I saw.
It's pretty genius.
Maybe it was Facebook. Yeah. You inflate it and then you put like the cage over it, like not chicken wire, but more sturdier than that. And then you just do the cement over the top, let it sit, and then you just like deflate and then pull it out. And they say they could do it in like 2 days, like a day or
That's
two.
badass.
Different rooms and stuff like that. And it's domed.
Hell yeah. That's pretty ingenious.
But I mean, like technology like that, like why did it take us so long to get back to that? Like Tartaria, they were doing cathedrals and all that stuff, and we're here doing nothing.
Isn't it wild how we never see like if we see someone's house like from back then, it's like literally a wooden shack and shit. But then
Yeah.
they got these giant fucking buildings. So I feel like some of those buildings, they probably are even before then. Like who knows? I feel like if history is so fucked, it could totally be that some of those are from like the 1200s and they just
Or like the big castles that they used to have, like on the cliffs and stuff, is like, how come we don't have anything that could stand the test of time like it did?
yeah, because they
Or
built
even
them
like
to
a
last.
triangle, like the pyramids have stood that way for so long. Like
They built them on usually landlines too, and the
yeah, the ley
aqueducts,
lines.
and they line it up with the stars.
Yeah, like
They
how
built
did they
shit
do that
with
so
purpose.
perfectly?
Yeah,
Perfectly.
had to have some kind of help, but I mean, we could get into giants sometime, and I bet they help with it. And I feel like they used frequencies to help lift shit. That's how they get the gravity UFOs. They could do that with bricks and rocks.
There was this guy on TikTok. He built he had a whole bunch of land, and he did it all. He's only like 5 foot something, and he built these things, and he was using like not frequency, but like wood levers, like weight displacement and stuff like that. And he was building these structures on his land, man. Oh my God. I wish I could find these videos again, man. Like, I hate it when you just lose a video forever, just
Yeah,
gone. But like, you could see guys using bass, like 2 speakers lifting up a ball, and it's like using the frequency to lift up the ball, and you could just move it around or something like that. Like, we can use frequency to move anything.
see, then I feel like that's a lot of stuff too. Why they hit us with all this fluoride and heavy aluminum poisoning, is because it cancels out that. I feel like our ability to tap into that.
Well, yeah, they
And most people
block
don't have their chakras, and
our pineal gland.
yeah, fluoride. That's one of the main things it does is it calcifies your pineal gland.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because were we talking about that? That's why kids, I feel like, have a more in touch with the spiritual world because they're not so overly calcified. And
Yeah. And then over the years, they do get calcified, and then they,
I'm trying to get my son. He's all about like he knows.
yeah. Happy birthday to your son, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He had to go to school tomorrow.
Yeah. Or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, indoctrination camp.
Indoctrination. Jail.
Dude, yeah. I did a whole episode about, kindergarten started in Germany. And it was all part of, control and having a lower working class.
Well, I mean, I know we're getting off subject, but I mean, think about it. They tell you to go to school, sit down, shut up, listen to what we tell you, and that's control. I mean, you can't let a kid. They get mad at a kid for having energy. This is the time they have the most energy because nowadays I don't have no energy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like they take away the youth to control us than to being slaves for them. You know, it's
And they pump them full of pharmaceuticals. Like if they have too much energy, Adderall. They can't focus, Adderall. Like that's
Ritalin.
good. Yeah, for a developing child, that's horrible. It's not good for anybody, in my opinion.
Yeah. I didn't want to get on like hormone blockers type stuff. I didn't want to touch that subject, but I don't think they should be doing that so young. When you're 18, do what you want. I support you if you do it when you're 18, but don't indoctrinate our kids and don't hormone block them because it ruins their development. And who knows? We don't even know what it's doing to them, to be honest with you. Like, it takes years and years of studies of medication to do this stuff, and we're doing it to these kids, and we don't even know how they're going to turn out, you know? And
Yeah.
like I said, when you're 18, do whatever you want because that's a good development time. I mean, we're even still not developed then, but, you know, that's the time they put on it. But
They keep changing the time on that. When
yeah,
they say the brain's like fully developed.
I think 25 is a good time. 25,
Yeah.
you know, but that's just me. I mean, I was doing crazy stuff as a kid, but I wasn't doing that kind of crazy stuff.
Damn, way more crazy stuff to do now, dude.
Well, I don't know. We had some crazy stuff too, but we're not going to get into that.
Hell yeah. I was going to look and see. I think there's like a couple more of those videos. I want to see
Yeah.
what they were.
You were going to be doing another 3-hour long session.
I know. Oh, I need to remember to exit out of the video. That's why it makes that loud noise.
Another video. Hopefully they can hear it, you know, and we'll touch base on it. I know we got off a subject. It's kind of hard to stick to one subject when everything comes together, you know, like there's the blimps.
We could.
I mean,
This
we
one's
got a
free
bunch of-
energy, and this one's harnessing energy. And then
Yeah,
got
I think
the
I sent
blimp.
you mostly. I think I sent you like the last like hour, just stuff I wanted to touch base on. I didn't know if you wanted to touch base on anything else on Tartaria. I just hate how even that declassified information was there, you know? I like that guy.
Yeah. You
That
want to do
one
the?
dude. He's the
I
mud
mean, I
flood
think
guy.
all the videos were good.
Yeah, but this guy, he talks about mud floods all the time, and all of a sudden he's disappeared. Like he hasn't been making no new videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And this one's about the Tartarian fireplaces.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was trying to touch on earlier, but you could probably explain it better than I
Oh,
was.
let me turn the volume up. Let me start it over.
Oh.
Come on, start over. Oh my god, and it muted again?
Spectacular as the buildings they stood in.
It did it again.
The realtor told me that the fireplace cannot be used because it wasn't built properly. I thought it was strange. The Tartarian fireplaces did not burn. Fireplaces were as spectacular as the buildings they stood in. But unlike the way we use fireplaces today, the fireplaces themselves were not designed to burn anything. The chimneys were not used to draw smoke out of the fireplace, and out of the house's structure were not used primarily to provide any structural support. The reinforcement in the house was connected to the dome of the tower on the roof, which was quite possibly filled with various substances such as mercury, radium, or quartz crystal. and metal bars sticking out from the top and sides of the building. Everything was then connected with the metal back sheeting found inside the original Tatar fireplaces and chimneys. Metal poles sticking out of the upper and sides of houses and other Tatar buildings acted as ethereal electric antennas that harnessed the power of the ether to channel this free energy into the chimney. The air ventilation shafts, air ducts, found in the rooms of the house were connected to the chimney. Ionized air, along with rising and falling currents of hot and cold air, created a pressure electric vacuum inside the chimney. During the winter, chimneys acted as pressure electric vacuums emitting captured heat inside the chimney out over the fireplace. During the summer, the process would be reversed and the fireplace and ventilation pipes would absorb heat into the fireplace and air ducts, connected to the inside of the chimney inside the house and through ionized air from the etheric electrically charged metal backboard. Inside the KO mine would push the heat up the chimney and out the house. Reinforcement, dome, roof towers and metal bars sticking out of the sides of the house acted as a spider, attracting ether and concentrating etheric energy throughout the house. Just like spiders can grow and survive without food and water if they touch their web, Tartarians were able to live without food and water provided they remained inside their etherically charged home. I live.
Holy shit.
Damn.
I didn't remember him saying that they could go without eating and drinking as long as they stayed inside.
That's crazy, right? That's like fasting.
Yeah. And I mean, they talked about the crystals and shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they had that back then, and why aren't we using it now? That's what, why? I just don't know.
And you know how they took away lead paint because they said it was like bad for us, but it
Yeah.
also blocked out all the radio. I wonder if it kept in the ether in the house. Like, I wonder if that's how they insulated their house.
Yeah, they didn't need firewood. They didn't need an AC. They didn't need all this other stuff. It was all just there, and they just got it from the earth and the air and the ether and the.
I bet the ether, if we had the same setup in these, like in my house, the ether would just seep out the walls and shit because
These fake
they don't have
walls,
lead
like
paint.
yeah, lead paint, and I don't know about the lead poisoning. I don't know too much about that. Is it what they told us?
It's all bullshit.
I mean, I think too much of a thing could affect you, but there's a reason why there's no lead paint, to keep the other frequencies out and keep you in. Why are houses made of drywall now? Like, there's no brick houses anymore. Like, my mom's house is brick. In my house, there's brick. But it's only like half the house. The back of the house is wood,
It's probably cheaper to use wood, or
It's cheaper.
if not, they probably just because they want to kill trees. Like, everything's so fucked.
It's like we killed so many trees. Why aren't we planting more trees?
They don't want it.
But wouldn't you want to resupply it, like, to build more?
I think they're
it
taking
takes
it
so
away.
long for a big ass tree, and then don't even get me started on the whole oxygen thing. Sooner
I
to be
bet
paying
you-
for oxygen.
They used to, yeah, that would suck, dude. They used to have those huge fucking trees, dude, and how come there's none of them anymore?
Well, you've seen them. We could get to the giants now if you want to get into the giant trees, where mountains. Some
Let me
mountains
see.
look like trees. Some mountains look like trees, and then there's also uh, petrified forest. It all turned to rock, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened there? Um, it, I believe the petrified forest is in Arizona.
That's crazy.
But it's like they're all. Why are the other trees not turning into rock? You know, like I don't know.
I feel like we
It's
could
all
do a
it's like,
whole episode on that because that shit gets so crazy.
yeah.
I didn't know if
The
you wanted
Earths.
to, if we could talk about the blimps for a minute.
Oh yeah, we could talk about the blimps.
Let me pull up this here. Did you?
Yeah, the blimps, man. I mean, I got a blimp here. I don't know what it's filled with, but they say it's used for weather tracking. But you've seen the pictures I sent you of the chemtrails all of a sudden when the blimp is up. Um, yeah, living next to a fort, you see some crazy stuff. Let me tell you.
That would be so crazy. I haven't seen a blimp in forever.
Hindenburg or
Oh
Gettysburg?
yeah, Hindenburg. Yep,
Hindenburg.
that is.
Yeah,
What did we say it was last time?
I think I said Gettysburg.
Oh yeah. I think it's just gonna be. We could probably mute that since it's just gonna be loud music.
Yeah, that you always loud on your end.
Yeah.
That was pretty loud on my end. So right now we're just showing videos of all the blimps that they used to have. They used to look. That's a Model T with all these blimps. Look at that
Yeah.
cathedral with that blimp. Like that's how people got around.
That's what's
I don't know
doing it.
about that.
Yeah, see,
They
that's
used
how
to.
they used to fill up.
Oh yeah, they used to fill up from the tops, right? From the top of
Yeah.
the towers and stuff like that. How did they do that? How did they fill it? It would have to go all the way up. Like did they just take the ether from the antenna and fill it up with ether?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. That's so crazy.
Yeah, they would stop at the point and fill up, like, you know, and it'd just be going for days. There would be not millions of people, but like hundreds of people on these things.
And that's how they say the Hindenburg, it was doing that when it
And it blew
exploded.
up. Yeah, or maybe it got caught on the needle or something like that, and then it exploded.
I mean, look how intricate that is. That's literally like, for the people that can't see, it's a skyscraper, and then you got the blimp with the tip of it touching the
That
very
looks like
tippy
the one
top.
in New York, right?
Yeah, the New York
Space
State
Needle.
building.
Oh yeah, yeah, Empire State Building. Yeah, and it looks like
And it's
there's a
like a little
lever.
cup that you'd sit in, maybe.
Yeah, I think people got out. I think that's how they dropped people off. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, because there's
I
like
know. I know. I
stairs.
watched a TikTok on what it was for. I think it was the fill up and to drop people off, and that's what they were. That's why the skyscrapers were there.
Could you
And then I
imagine
guess the
getting down?
skyscraper. I
Like
think the
that was just how
skyscraper
you
actually got the
go.
balloon. Yeah, you just hop off.
Oh, crazy. Let me try
But
to
like,
play it.
why aren't we moving people around like that? Like, you know.
Oh yeah. I guess there it kind of shows.
Well, and then you get the hot air balloons, and if you think about that, hot air balloons was just hot air.
Yeah.
Why aren't we harnessing this stuff? You know,
Oh shit,
dining
dude,
room.
that's huge.
Yeah, look at that.
I
Oh
wonder if
my
I
god.
could go back. I don't know how to go back.
It has like
Oh, so
dining
it's
rooms. It was
pictures?
like a cruise ship, but in the air.
Yeah, holy fuck. Hermetic roof to exclude hydrogen. Reading and writing room. Promenade. Yeah,
Lounge,
that's like
dining room.
1, 2, like 3 stories in this little area.
Yeah. Like how big are those things?
Oh my
Bigger
god,
than a plane.
huge. And it was like super cheap to do it. And if this is what it looked like, that's insane.
Well, and it says hydrogen. And what's hydrogen? Hydro.
Oh
It
yeah.
didn't.
Or I thought it was, did it say, is it hydrogen and helium that they mix together?
It said something. It said hydrogen, though. I mean, yeah,
That's
man.
so
Tartarian air travel. I mean, it says it. Look, that's the
uh, London
Paris.
Tower.
Uh,
No, it's not that. It's
Italy, Paris. Not Italy, Paris. Paris. What's the thing? What is that
I don't
thing?
know. Trying to think of it. Uh, let me look this.
What is it? I know. People at home know what it is. Not the
Yeah,
Eiffel
people are
Tower.
probably like, you
Eiffel
guys,
Tower.
it's Eiffel Tower. Yeah,
Yeah, Eiffel Tower. I was thinking Leaning Tower of Pizza.
yeah. I don't know why I said London Tower. That's not even a thing.
Well, they got Big Ben, the big old clock, right?
Yeah, and there's London Bridge.
Yeah. Did you know? Fun fact: London Bridge is actually in Arizona.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, they took it apart and brought it over here. Why?
What?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Yeah, hydrogen. Hermetic roof to exclude hydrogen.
Oh, they let the hydrogen out.
Yeah.
But what were they? What else were they using? It's got to. You can't just use hydrogen. If we could power a balloon with hydrogen, how come we can't power our cars with hydrogen?
I'm
I
pretty
mean, I
sure it
know
was
it's.
helium too.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know hydrogen is very flammable. I guess they have
But
a
I wonder if
hydrogen
it's,
bomb. The hydrogen bomb. So I
yeah.
guess they can't. I guess they can't use hydrogen.
I
But what
think,
is hydrogen? Hydrogen.
yeah, it's flammable, but it's good if it's in our water.
Well,
And
that's what water is: two hydrogens and an oxygen, right? And how come we can't make water?
yeah, I asked
That's weird.
Google, and they said blimps fly by using a less dense gas than air, like helium, to create buoyancy and lift. But if the whole thing can't be filled up with helium, because I mean, you breathe that in,
Yeah, you breathe
that
too much, you die, right?
yeah. But it
And
says
you'll be talking funny.
how to, as the blimp rises, the air pressure decreases, causing the helium to expand. Pilots pump air into the ballonets to maintain pressure and create neutral buoyancy. But then where did the hydrogen come in? Because it has to.
Well, it's because you asked Google.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Yandex would tell you that it was totally like we did it on purpose, and we did. Let's see what we would do. Check this in real time on Yandex. Why don't we fly blimps? The main reason you
Old
never
blimp.
see an airship in the sky anymore is because of the huge cost it takes to build and run them. They're very expensive to build. Airships require a large amount of helium, which can cost 100,000 for one trip. But do you know who owns all the helium?
Who?
Fucking
Rothschild?
NASA and the DoD.
They do. You're right. You're right.
They
NASA
own all the
does.
contracts.
And remember that part of the Grand Canyon I was telling you about? NASA owns that too.
Yeah, see, that's so fucked up.
How can they own that? Like, how can they own any of that?
Yeah, it says NASA, Earth's largest consumer of helium, which we'll get back to Tartaria, but that's why satellites aren't real. They use satelloons. What does
We
NASA
need,
need all this helium for? And they don't want us making our own airships and flying around because that wouldn't be good. Because could you imagine if we could just, get in our blimp? I could go fly to Arizona, see you, fly back, and be cheap as fuck. And if they're
we can
so
have dinner
expensive
up
to make,
there.
yeah, how can
We
they
can
say
have
they're expensive
podcasts.
to make now, but they weren't back then?
Yeah, I mean, now people have that money. Why aren't they building them? You know, like We got billionaires. How come they're not saying, hey, I'm going to make a blimp? You don't even see the Goodyear blimp no more.
No, and that's the one that I used to remember seeing all the time.
They'll fly over stadiums and stuff like that.
Yeah, like football games. And then I was going to check and see. I think we got almost all the... What?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I don't know why it said keep editing. Oh, my God. I don't know why I did that. I'm going to share the screen one more time and see if there's any other digits. Oh, that's why. Oh, I was writing a comment. That's what I was talking about. No, I wasn't.
No, we ain't trying to leave. Is it still recording?
No, it was telling me that I was going to leave while I was still trying to write a comment on that post, but I don't know why it said that. I wasn't writing a post.
Sorry, I was getting a message from the thing I was telling you about earlier.
You good? I think that's about that. Was this one Tartaria?
Probably looks like a Tartaria.
We'll try it. Because then the only other one we have after that is these two that are both about the free energy.
Yeah.
I feel like we could play those at the
Yeah, I think we're about to hit 2
and
hours
this
in
one.
about
The controlled demolition of Tartaria.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was the one I was telling you about. Let's play it. Let's
play this one or the other one first.
Whatever you want. Because either way, everybody needs to know.
Yeah, we'll play them all.
Sorry, I know we got off track for a minute, but
let me unmute it. Unless it's music.
He's just standing there.
Just music.
Menacingly.
I think this is picture one too. And it's kind of showing what it is back then, and it's still there now.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's all it is.
Oh, that was a waste of.
Huh.
Well, it's okay.
It
was just a photo.
This one, controlled demolition of Tartaria. Or we'll do the free energy first, and then we'll
free energy, free the world. What happened to the old world energy harnessing antennas?
Yeah,
sacred
it talks about
geometry.
Geometry.
Look at that, dude. It's like snowflakes.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just showing like weather vanes almost looking like things. And it's all sacred geometry, bro. And it's like there's a reason why they made it and put it at the top. You know? That kind of looked like harp almost.
Whoops. Here, I guess I'll pause it. Fractal antennas. Which that's
looks like
crazy.
A cross.
Yeah, a cross.
A cross with like some snowflakes looking, you know? But I mean, like when you do water with certain vibrations, that one looks like a snowflake. Certain vibrations, it makes like a snowflake looking thing. So
yeah,
those look like what are on top of the poles? They're made of ceramic.
Oh, I have no idea.
There's like ceramic conductor looking things. They're on top of the
like canodes or cathodes.
Yeah, not diodes, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so crazy.
Looks like how they would make the lasers look in cartoons, you know, with the balls. and then we'll go
Yeah.
big to small.
What did it say back here? It said you need to research cymatics.
Yeah, cymatics. Cymatics. Huh. I wonder what cymatics is.
Yeah, I don't know. We should probably research that.
Well, we'll do that one day.
Should we do this one and then the other one? Or do you think it's about
Yeah.
the same thing?
I think it's about the same stuff, about the energy and the antennas, pretty much. But yeah, that was stuff I wanted to touch on Tartaria. But I mean, it was such a evolution there, and I feel like we took so many steps back. I know I keep repeating that, but it's like it just baffles me that we took it all away, or the mud floods took it all away. It was like another reset, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like before we end, I am going to look up and see what they say caused the mud flood.
Yeah, I want to know that too.
So here, we'll play this video, and then if I find a video that will say why they think they did the mud flood, then we'll play that. If I find an article, well, then we'll read that.
I know we're starting to wind down right now.
Yep, we almost at the 2-hour mark.
It's hard to just stick to one subject,
especially when
you know,
everything's so
connected. It's all
connected.
connected.
Okay, I am sharing the screen. This is the controlled demolition of Tartaria. I just muted it again. There's the Eiffel
I mean,
Tower.
I guess you can play some music with it if you want. What went wrong? Oh my God, there's a McDonald's there.
No way.
1890, 1900, how they just tore everything down and made it into block building. Like, why would you want to do that?
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, they took that little like the dome and the antenna off, and
Yeah,
oh,
why
man.
would you do that with such beautiful structures? You know, like why?
Unless it was intentionally to take away technology from us. That is insane.
Yeah, they changed that whole dome building into it looks like apartments.
Yeah, that is so trash. I guarantee that place back in the day was beautiful on the inside. Oh, it's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, they leave some of the buildings.
It's completely gone.
That's a whole new place.
Yeah, they took away all that other stuff, and then all the good towers they had, and then they even looked like they even built around that last tower there. Too bad that people can't see. I mean, people that won't be able to see, but basically,
You can't
it's
see.
like these.
It looks
Well,
like
I mean,
these are like gargoyles.
Hey, where
doesn't
are all
it?
the gargoyles at?
Yeah, dude. That used to be a thing.
Yeah, it was a cool thing, and I think it kept the bad spirits away. You know?
I can definitely see that.
Oh
Wow.
my God, you gotta be kidding me!
That's so sad.
We could have had all this elegant stuff, and they just tore it down to build apartment complex. It looks like in a street, a parking lot. Are you kidding me? A parking lot?
I mean, even look at this. They had cars over here. What do you think this building was?
It was probably just a place to live. You know, like an apartment, but back then, you know?
Yeah, it looks like there's a little gargoyle right there.
God,
Oh,
man. This is ridiculous, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
wow.
no. We got a bunch of those in In Phoenix, they build
No.
like apartments like that. Yeah, down in like Tempe area, Mesa area, more Phoenix area, and because it's a college town, so people buy these little like not condos, but it's like
The studio?
they're like a studio. Maybe there's bigger ones, but it's just like for college students. But to tear down something like that to build something stupid like that is just ridiculous
Yeah.
to me. And it seems like they're building more apartments than houses nowadays. They're trying to fit everybody in. Oh, that's
Man,
so ugly. That bridge.
they ruined
It,
it.
it was beautiful, man.
Oh my God.
I hope the listeners actually can be able to watch the video, because if you could see what they did to these beautiful structures, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
This one,
I
it's
saw,
like a church. They left the clock and then they built this hunk of shit and they still put the clock. Like, that's so ugly.
well, even like the clocks back then would still run today. Like
Oh, yeah.
we don't have clock towers like that anymore. Save the
Uh-uh.
clock tower.
Dude, that is so wild. Like, that was pretty populated in this picture. And they got, like,
Yeah,
river running underneath. And now it's just a fucking bridge. There they had houses on that shit. And that'd be so awesome.
that house is on the bridge. Like
Yeah.
imagine buying that. Nowadays, like you want to seafront property or oceanfront property, that would have been amazing to live on
That would have
over
been
the
so
water.
cool.
What?
Oh,
This the projects?
yeah, this is like 1915. It's like a mini castle, dude.
Yeah. And then 2020, it looks like cookie cutter houses.
Yeah, they're literally all the same.
Yeah, cookie
Oh,
cutter.
man.
Oh my God. This is just making me angry. You know what I mean?
And some of them,
And
they
like,
try to keep the same style, but it's not even close to the same.
no, they try to bring it modern days, but now it's like, it's ridiculous.
Man. Oh my God.
Jesus. That's a box. It used to look like a castle, like,
Yeah. For the listeners, yeah, it's pretty much taking the most badass looking castle type building and turning it into just a square building with a bunch of square windows.
like apartment, like,
Oh man. And they used to have all the towers like throughout the actual buildings. Like, it wasn't just all they have now is a flat roof. Back then they had like, you know, design and then towers behind it.
that's crazy, man. Sorry, my phone keeps going off.
No, you good. On this one, they say the intention is to demoralize you. That's why they're changing all the houses and the buildings. This one is a prison in 1899. That's a pretty good picture for 1899.
Hey, send me to jail. If I could go to jail on that one, you'd send me to jail, bro.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, that's not even close to the same.
It's like they tore
They
it
took
down and
everything.
put glass up.
Yeah.
Well, and even think about the trains used to run down the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right in the middle of town.
Oh, that one's all destroyed.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to start showing like the demolition.
Then.
Oh, nope, that was the last picture. Let me go back. Let me see if I can figure out why they did the mud flood. how they say the mud flood happened.
Yeah. While you're looking at that, I mean, I saw one that they tore down those beautiful buildings and put a McDonald's. I saw a McDonald's sign. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, bro.
That's, so crazy. There's a 35-minute on YouTube about the mud flood.
I don't know if I could last that long. Starting to get tired over here, and I know what it's probably 12 over there.
Yep.
Yeah. Another day, another dollar.
Oh yeah. I cannot spell
dollars the root of all evil. And that's what that all was. It was all to make more money. Tear down all these beautiful places that we could have had. San Francisco burnt. And I would love to know more about the mud flood. Maybe we got to do something about the mud flood, later on in time. But they say the mud flood took out most of these structures, and that's why most structures are underground now. You have whole cities underground, like something happened.
Yeah, I think we can do a whole episode on that because there's so much shit. Yeah. I can't summarize this.
Well, maybe we'll lead up to the next episode.
Hell yeah.
On Once Upon a 785.
And we'll do Tartaria deep dive continued.
To be continued.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think we laid some stuff out there for people to think about, and try to contact us if you want to talk about something. I mean, we're open-minded on things, we'll talk about pretty much anything. And I think we got something good going on now.
Did you already plug your TikTok if you wanted to?
I don't even know it. Couldn't even tell you. I'm good right now. But if you follow Georgie, and you can find me.
Oh yeah. And you can always email me and I can get in contact with Ryan.
Or you could just link it. I think you could link it, right?
Oh yeah. I can link it in the show notes.
Where can everybody find your podcast at, Georgie?
Pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts on all streaming platforms. And it's usually mostly listened to on Apple Podcasts, so I appreciate all you Apple Podcast listeners.
We won't get into Apple. I'm not going to get into the Apple. The bite of the apple.
Nope. But hell yeah. You can catch
thank
us
you.
both.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Georgie. Thank you for letting me be on. I think we got something going, like I said, and
hell yeah.
We'll do this again sometime.
Dope episodes. Well, hell yeah. Thank you all for listening.
Aren't you doing the podcast some other day too?
Tomorrow I will be recording a podcast, hopefully with Tony Naj, probably the funniest TikTok interpretive dance conspiracy theorist I've ever seen in my life. She is so funny.
Can't wait to see that, man. But yeah, tune in next time. I'm Ryan. Catch you guys later.
And I'm Georgie350. Have a good night.
And that's going to be the end of today's episode. Man, Ryan's such a stud. I truly love these type of episodes. Time literally just flies. And if you enjoyed the episode as much as I did, and you don't mind, go ahead and leave a 5-star review or rating. That helps me out a lot. But just know you don't have to do either of those things. I just want you to enjoy the show. Again, check out our affiliates. Use promo code Georgie350 for some dope clothes. Don't forget, for $5 a month, you can watch the video before anyone else on patreon.com/onceupon785 or Spotify to get the video version. My email is onceupon 785 at proton.me. You can now find me on Cameo. Also, catch me live on TikTok every week. And as always, I'm your host, Georgie350. Let's hit him with the outro. Bitch. Thank you.
Yeah. Middle of the map, can't swear I'm at. You can say I'm whack, it's just not a fact. Can't tell if I'm awake or I'm in a dream. I just know I'm geeked on amphetamines. Never was a habit, now I gotta have it. Never was a fiend, now I am an addict. Never was a habit, now I gotta have it. Never was a fiend.